Hey guys,
What's up, everybody?
good morning. How's everybody doing? We're once again looking a little different this time. Still working on the setup, but that's because a bunch of my stuff. Well, it's very messy now. My stuff was all delivered from Korea, so working on getting everything organized in here. But happy Friday!
Yeah,
happy Friday.
End of the month or week.
Not the end of the month quite yet.
End of the week.
That'll be here very soon, though, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, weekend's coming up tomorrow. My parents are coming in town today.
Awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that. They're coming to visit. Got any plans for the weekend?
No.
Not much.
Probably yard work.
Yard work.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what I'll be doing with my parents too. But we got a kit to give away today, of course. Got a bunch of questions to answer.
So giving away the Command Wolf. This kit was actually given to us by Kodabuki for this giveaway. So shout out to them that they are willing to give us these things to give away to you guys for these videos. So thank you guys so much over at Kodabuki. Definitely go on Instagram, Facebook, give them a follow. If no one's ever built any of these Zoid kits, they are awesome. Definitely check them out. We actually should have these in probably next week. So if you haven't pre-ordered one, pre-order it now. If you have, they should probably ship out later next week. If not, worst case scenario, early the week after that. What comes in that shipment too is our exclusive Ninetales Fox Megami device.
Nice.
So that'll be in there too. So if you did pre-order one of those, we'll be getting those out as fast as we can too. So
we are getting a lot of those though.
Oh, yes.
It'll probably take a couple of days to get all those out, but
yes.
Yeah.
And we still have a few left, not very many left, but we still have a few left. So if you guys definitely, I would recommend probably pre-ordering it because we'll probably be out of them, I would think, before we even get them here next week. So, yep.
Yeah. Chris Jones said that the Command Wolf was his first Zoyz kit.
Hey, awesome.
I've always heard good things about that. It's like, I feel like lately we've been talking a lot about the Zoyz kits, but yeah, that one I've always heard is good. Like I mentioned before, the Lightning Sykes I've always heard is good. And of course the Liger in its many forms, another great kit. But I mean, those are highlights in like a overall really awesome line.
Yeah. And like we were talking, I think I actually before, every time we have a Zoid giveaway, we always get a lot of Zoid questions.
Yes. So we'll see as we get into the questions here. But normally we also talk a little bit about new stuff that's come in, except there hasn't really been a whole lot of like noteworthy stuff that's come in.
Not since last time we talked. We got in a few restock stuff. Like yesterday, we got in the Master Grade Dynamis. We've got in a bunch of different high grades. There is a lot of stuff coming. We probably have at least 40 pallets of Gundam kits that are between California and here.
Okay.
So a lot of high grades are coming back in stock, a lot of master grades. Bandai got through kind of their switch over from Bluefin to now Bandai Namco. So it's all one company here in the United States, the Bandai America and Bluefin. Now they're all under one roof. When they did that, they had to do count their inventory and make sure they kind of did everything legitimately. And now that they're done with all that, they're getting stuff out pretty nicely because I know they got a lot of containers kind of sitting there while they were doing that. So
yeah.
Also, we got our confirmed numbers so a lot of people start seeing some stuff for Q3 go up for pre-order, back order. Those are all our confirmed numbers. I think they just listed the real great high news. So if you haven't got that, I would definitely recommend reserving one.
So that stuff will be updated over the next, well, it's going to be the weekend, but in the next few days, working days. So yeah, that means that we know what we're getting in. And so stuff will be coming up for pre-order, back order on the website. So if you're seeing that stuff and it's something that you want, don't think, oh, it's a back order. I have no idea when it's coming. We do know when it's coming roughly.
Yeah. So they give us, so we got confirmed numbers for April, May, and June. So this stuff will probably arrive.
Like a 2-month delay on that.
So and that's why they go up for quarter 3. So it kind of gives a good buffer. You'll probably get it early, probably late quarter 2, early quarter 3, but it's better to, you never know. It's better to have a later date than a sooner date.
But it is stuff that's coming. It's not like it's not like it'll be on your order as like a back order item for years and years. So anyway, we did have over the past few days, we've been packing a bunch of those Rage Nucleon backpacks. A bunch of those. Yep. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that backpack system for the new Gundam, you can use it for the high new as well. A bunch of those. So if you guys wanted to pick up one of those for your new Gundam, I know that's one thing we've got a bunch of that they've been working on.
Yep.
But let's see. Let's get into some questions here for today then. We'll start off with some here from Facebook. Let's see. I assume the pics of the XH01 Hunting Falcon that went up yesterday were renders. Any idea what the color separation is going to be like on that kit?
So we have a color palette, but I have no idea where those colors are going to end up. We should hopefully know in about 2 weeks. So as soon as we get those new images, which they probably will be, CGI rendered images still as well. But those will go up, so then everyone will kind of know generally kind of what the colors will look like on it. But those are the only pictures that manufacturer has given us right now. So,
which kit is that? I don't know what he's talking about.
It's the we put it up 2 days ago, or maybe even.
That like grayscale prototype, Gundam-ish kind of looking thing.
Yeah, and I believe it's from what used to be Dragon Momoko, and then they've switched like 3 or 4 names, and now they're making their own stuff.
Just for the best,
right? Yeah.
Anyway, Kyle asked, "Are either of you Final Fantasy fans, and do you see any possibility of Bandai licensing Final Fantasy models?"
So I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. And no, I don't see Bandai doing that. Square Enix actually has started making some of their own model kits. So I would assume they would just kind of keep the licensing for that. I don't know if they've really done any licensing, because everything that comes from Final Fantasy, other than some Kingdom Hearts stuff, but even that comes like the plush, all the figures is all done through them. I don't think they really licensed that out, from my understanding.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it either. I'm not really a Final Fantasy fan. I've never gotten into it. Sorry. But with Square Enix making their own stuff, although I think they probably would be better off, licensing it out to somebody else to do, because the kits that they're making, I've built those. I have the other set 2s over there. What is it? I can't think of the name. The mecha kits. I'm suddenly drawing a blank. But anyway.
The Nier ones?
No.
They didn't make the Nier. I don't know who made that.
He's got the front mission.
Oh, yeah.
So I reviewed the first set. There's the second set, which is in my review queue here. But these are also made by Square Enix, and they're cool little kits. But I mean, like those and like the other kits that I've seen them come out with are they're expensive.
They are,
and they're not able to produce that many of them. And I feel like people will buy them if they just licensed it out to Bandai or Kodabuki or something like that. They could make more. They could make them better, probably, and cheaper. So I think it would be great if they did, but I wouldn't expect. It seems like they want to do it themselves. Here's a Zoids question. What Zoid would you like to see as an HMM kit that is not currently available? I don't know if I'm
not that big of a Zoids fan to know all the... My problem is like I watched the show, probably the first season. I think there was a second season. I haven't watched any of Zoids Wilds.
And there's like another series in between there as well.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of that. So I watched Zoids back when Toonami was big, when Gundam Wing was on there, because I think it came on there after Gundam Wing. So Gundam Wing ended, then Zoids came on. And I believe Zoids on when Reboot was on. So if anyone's old enough or knows enough, do you know what Reboot was?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. So, but I am not that familiar with. Sorry.
That's what I was gonna say. Like all like the memorable Zoids for me from that show already exist. Yeah. I'm sure there's some. If I like went back and rewatched it, I'm sure there'd probably be some like ones that were like not like the main character ones, but some other ones that would be pretty cool that I would like to see kits of, but nothing that would immediately come to mind. I don't know.
But what would you guys like?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you guys know more than obviously we know.
If you have suggestions, let us know. We can pass along the word. Here's another one from Mark. He said, I haven't built a Zoyz kit since the very early ones, like 25 years ago, which would probably be the Takara Tomy, like motorized ones. Which would be the best modern one to try? Well, if you're wanting to try out the HMM line, I think just getting one of the Ligers is probably the best way to start out.
Yeah, Ligers. If you want to have something smaller, I guess the Raptor ones, the Rev Raptors, or
Command
the
Wolf.
Command Wolf.
Yeah. Because, it's a smaller one.
Yeah.
The Lightning Sykes, which we talked about last week.
Yeah, a lot of people recommend the Lightning Sykes.
Yeah.
They say that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, there's just find something that's aesthetically pleasing, something that you like, think's cool, and I think then you'll probably enjoy it more.
Yeah, if you like the Raptor-based ones. I've never built any of the Raptor-based designs. So there's those. And then there's like the even more like obscure ones. Like if you wanted to go for something really big, there's the Iron Kong.
Yeah.
There's also just other ones like the D Bison, the Iguan, stuff like that. So
there are a lot of them. So
yeah, definitely. What has been your favorite build competition you've been a part of, either hosted or submitted to, and why? I have not submitted to that many contests. Only a few, really.
Yeah, I haven't submitted to any, but we've been like judges. I've judged a few Facebook ones.
And as we've hosted a bunch.
Yeah, we've hosted a bunch. Just kind of think of the ones that I really like the Notchin one, the contest we did. I think there was a lot of really cool. For me, that was probably the hardest one to judge.
Yeah, it was. It was difficult
because there's so many different things that were put in there. So many, creative things. There's another contest I liked. You did a drawing contest for a shirt.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of entries for that. And that wasn't like model kit wise, but I remember going through that and that being hard to judge too, because there's a lot of different neat designs in there.
I really liked the Haropla contest as well. So like that and the Notchin contests are both similar in that it's basically taking a really small, simple kit where like you don't have that much to work with, and it's like one kit.
Right.
You don't have any option of like be able to choose. Not like the Zaku contest or whatever, where there's a lot of different Zakus you could choose from. So yeah, where it is like more narrow and forces people to be more creative.
Right.
I think is cool. So. Speaking of which, today is the last day of current contest. So just a reminder to you guys. But I mean, if you didn't remember, it's kind of late for a reminder. But today is the last day. So if you guys have submitted your final photos like within the last couple of days, I'll be getting to all those. I've just been getting a lot of emails. Everybody's finishing theirs up and sending theirs in. So we'll be working on judging those and announcing the winners next week, probably. So just as an update on that. Which Liger Zero version is your favorite?
Panzer. It's like all the heavy weapons and missiles and everything.
Yeah, that one's cool. I think we had this exact question, I think, when we did the other Liger giveaway.
I think so, yeah.
And I think I said, I like the Schneider, the orange one, with all the swords and stuff. That one's cool. The Jaeger is also cool.
They're all pretty neat, honestly.
Yeah. That's it. I don't really like the Shield Liger all that much, which is a more recent release.
Yeah.
Kodabuki. I don't really like it quite as much. What's the most underrated tool in your collection?
Part separator.
I was gonna say, we were just talking about that yesterday. Yeah. We were just talking about this yesterday, and I mentioned to Adam that it's just one of those tools that I never thought that I would really need, and it just seemed kind of dumb. But then once I got one, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
So get a part separator. They're great. Mine, it's right here. See, it's on the table because I was using it. So it just looks like that. Just this little guy. It fits very comfortably in your hand and it's super useful. So pick up one of those if you guys don't have one. Are there any display stands you'd recommend for a Gunpla display? I think he means like a display case, probably, it seems like.
I mean, the most available ones in the States are probably those
D12s.
Yeah.
The IQ ones.
Yeah, there's a company.
That's what most people use.
I mean, that's the most readily available thing that looks pretty decent here, and it's not super expensive. There is a company, I forget what it's called. They're out of Taiwan. It's like Toy Box or Toy something. But but they make very good cases, and they have a company now here in the U.S. It's called something else. Terra Vault is what it's called. Terra Vault. They are pricey, but well worth. Those are some pretty high-end, nice cases. So check those out. Terra Vault. It's another name for the Taiwanese company. The Taiwanese company is like Toy Box or Toy Case or something like that. But yeah, I get Facebook ads for it all the time.
Jose said, "What type of paint do you guys prefer, enamel or lacquer?"
Lacquer.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm doing. I use both on almost every kit. So yeah, lacquer for the main painting and enamels for details. What I use them for. Chris said he recently rewatched my How to Build Gunpla series. What would I change or update from it now that I have more experience? Yes, that's quite old. Number one would be, I think it was at the start of that series that I did the segment about washing runners. You just don't need to do that. So you can completely ignore that part. And of course, like the main difference would be that in that video, I showed how to do it using spray cans. And then like right after that, I switched over to using airbrush. So like now I would redo that series, and I have been planning on redoing that series where it's focused around airbrushing rather than spray cans. So that would be the main difference. And so that is in my like to-do list of a series that I would like to redo. What do you think will get the CAS armors for? Oh, do you think we'll get the CAS armors for the original Liger Zero kit? I don't know what that is. Again,
I'm trying to think because they make armor sets, but I'm gonna have to rewatch all this.
Would you ever build a car model? If so, which one?
Yes, and probably my truck. That'd be cool.
A model of your truck.
So Ford Raptor. Yeah. I have a Lego Ford Raptor Lego kit.
There is a Lego one of it.
There's a Lego one. Yeah.
Nice.
Lego Connects. The Connects.
I don't know.
Ferrari Enzo. I'd build that too. There's a few I would build.
I just don't really have any interest in ever building any car models really. So I don't think so. Yeah. I don't know. It would have to be something, I don't know, pretty unique or interesting.
The odds of me building any car model is probably 0. But if I would build one, I'd probably build, something like that.
What's your favorite Starbucks order? Kevin wants to know.
Oh, Kevin. So I really like the vanilla frappe, vanilla bean. But then they have I've
never tried that.
Secret menu butterbeer frappe, which is amazing too.
That you can get just anywhere, or like only
I don't know. I can get it here at the Target here. So I don't know if I can go anywhere else and get it. But I just go in there and it's part of those butterbeer frappe, and they'll make it up for me. It's like butterscotch frappe.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah. For me, it's just black Americano. That's all. Usually, like on the occasion, I'll get like maybe a couple times a year. I'll get like some frappe or something.
I'll get the matcha latte frappe too.
Or
just a matcha latte, iced latte. That's good as well.
Green tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't like that. I will say, I don't know if I've talked about this before since moving on like the live stream, but like that's one thing that has been difficult for us is like finding good coffee. Or just like, I guess I shouldn't say good coffee, but finding coffee that we like compared to Korea, where number one, like the amount of coffee shops is like 10-1 or 20-1. There's like coffee shops on every corner, or like 2 on every corner. Yeah, in Korea compared to here. So there's so many more coffee shops. And like these days, well, like there's just all kinds of coffee shops, but my favorites are the ones that specialize in like really big size, really cheap coffee. It's kind of like the main draw of them. And there's a few different chains of them, but like it'll be like big coffees like this size, and it'll be like $2 or $3, something like that. And that's not like for even just like black coffee, for like latte and stuff like that too. Okay. Yeah. So and it's quite good. really cheap, and they're great. So there was one that was right down the block from where we were living before that I would walk to like every day. So I really miss that now. I'm either making it at home or just getting like coffee from 7-Eleven. I figured out how to trick it out to make it good, where just use like Cuban iced coffee and then like double shot espresso and just add it in there and just mix it to make it stronger, because otherwise it's too watery. But yeah, Americano, just black from Starbucks is okay. But even that, it tastes different from in Starbucks. Tastes different here and in Korea, to me and to my wife too.
Really?
Yeah. McDonald's, people always ask, does McDonald's taste different? McDonald's tastes exactly the same. The Starbucks tastes different.
That's right.
I think it may be something about the Florida water.
It might
that
be.
Might be it.
It might be it.
I don't know. Anyway, coffee tangent there. I like my coffee very bitter and iced. Anyway. What's your last memory about Zoyz as a kid? Well, it was like a young kid.
The memory, like I remember, I don't know. I just remember when he would get in the light. They were in that weird ship. It was like a big box, if I remember correctly.
It's like a snail.
Was it a snail?
Like shaped
yeah,
like a big
I remember
snail.
that. And like he came out the bottom of it or the back of it, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I need to rewatch all these.
The weird judge robot that would come out,
yeah.
like the capsule comes down and the weird judge robot comes out and does the thing. And then I just remember like the Berserk Fury being such like a badass. So it's just like totally wrecked the Liger when it came on the scene. That's like the Goku versus Cell fight, like the Zoids version of that. It's like the Liger versus the Berserk Fury. Yeah. It's like epic anime moments. Do Kodabuki MSG parts work with the Zoyz kits?
Yeah, Kodabuki, all MSG parts pretty much work with all Kodabuki kits. They work on the frame arms, they work on the notchins, they work on the Zoids. I don't know about the
that's the idea.
Yeah. I don't think you can add anything though to the Armored Core kits, can you?
Yeah, the Armored Core kits you can. I think if I remember correctly, those use
yeah, sorry.
They don't have those ones are made,
they're different because they're like specifically just that. Yeah.
But I think you probably still could add those on. It's just that where they have the hard points is like game accurate. It's like it only has hard points on like the parts where you can add stuff, where like other kits like frame arms and stuff like that, they have hard points all over the place.
I mean, all the Megami devices, frame arm girls, all of them you can.
Yeah, all of that stuff. The Hexa Gear also, those work a little bit differently in that those are based off of like a different connection
it's like
style.
A hexagon.
Yeah, which is hexagonal shaped instead of just like a circle. But you can use that stuff together. It has adapter pieces and stuff that comes with that. Like if you ever bought any Hexa Gear kit, you get like 2 full extra runners just full of leftover adapter pieces basically that you can use. So you get plenty of stuff. Do you think we could ever see a USA Gundam Store exclusive Gundam kit?
Probably.
Joey asks.
Probably not. I've asked for that for probably 5 years now, and then good old Target got one. But I mean, it probably not. I doubt any store that is kind of like us would. It'd be more your big box stores that would get it, just because they're big box stores, and that's sad. But I know there were. I take that back. There is a possibility, but I don't know if I can go more into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something like they did with the baseball team kits, like just different color versions of the RX-782, like they did in Japan for like all the different baseball teams. They'll do that for all the different Gundam stores.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be like a like it wouldn't be, it'd probably be a US exclusive for I don't even know what much I actually can say about that. So it's not like an exclusive.
Yeah.
So but there's always possibilities.
Yeah, who knows? And last one here from Facebook. Anthony says, "Hey guys, what do you think would be the news about the new Verka? Basically, what do you think the new next Verka will be?" Any idea?
I mean, I know what I've been told, but
any other ideas?
How about what would be a cool Verka? A cool Verka would be a G self.
Yeah, sure. A G self. A Zeta.
Zeta would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool.
That again, I'll say the one that I've mentioned before is just a 2.0 Verka of the ARC 782.
Yeah, that needs because that was one of the first Verkas that they made. That was the first, wasn't it? Yeah. So that would be cool if they did a 2.0 of that with kind of the new technology as far as like connection points and armor separation, and
because everything after that, I mean, like kits, they have their faults. But like the early ones, the ball is fine. The original Verka Wing Gundam is old, but they kind of basically redid it sort of. And it's like basically the same kit, but with like just the EW version of it. And then after that, it's like the Victory Gundam. I don't see them
the V2
redoing that. Yeah. So, but no, I think the new Gundam or the GP01. That's something everybody's been saying. We need a 2.0, so maybe like they'll just make a 2.0 as just a Verka.
Yeah.
So it's the X review of the Astro 9 Tails Homura going up. Any hints on when pre-orders will start shipping? We talk about that
probably next week. Hopefully next week. Just kind of depends when that shipment gets here. It leaves from California today. Hopefully it gets picked up today. And then if it does, it'll be here kind of mid next week. If they pick it up Monday, it might be Friday next week or Monday next week. It usually takes about 6 to 7 days travel time to get to us from there. So, and then the mass amounts that we have to ship out of that. So when we get it here, doesn't mean it's going to ship out that day. It might take us 2 or 3 days to kind of get all those shipped out.
Yeah, there's a lot of orders. Rob asked, is there any potential plans to carry more diorama items, things like laser cut buildings, even if it's like train scales, like N scale or HO scale, that kind of stuff?
Yes and no. Every time we kind of put some of that stuff up, sometimes it does good, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, in our storefront, we have all that. I forget what those are the
building type kits and stuff from Hasegawa.
Yeah, so we'll probably put those up on the site. But yeah,
that the problem is once you get into that stuff, there's a lot of items to stock. Yeah,
but we've gotten things that have sold pretty well. I don't know, we haven't had any in a while just because we haven't been able to get them since COVID. But I was getting these like little buildings that were like, I'll have to show you because there's some that people ordered that are waiting for pre-orders. That are pretty cool, like mecha buildings and like garage like little things. But
there's just so much stuff when you get into like all the different supplies and everything. There's a lot of stuff, but that's tricky. Let's see. Zach, can you do more metal band inspired builds? He liked my build of the Mark V. Maybe. I mean, I don't really have any in mind, but I have thought about doing some more like band themed builds where it's basically just like has the band logo on it. Essentially, that's kind of really about it. That's really all I did with the Gundam Mark V. But yeah, I've got like stuff in mind. I don't know when it would ever be, but yeah, I've got a few ideas. Let's see. With the Witch of Mercury Gundam series coming out, it usually brings new fans. Yeah, that's true. Do you think Bandai would make an entry grade of the main Gundam for people who want to dip their toes? So entry grade of the Ariel Gundam is?
Which that will be next month's sticker. Is the Ariel.
Nice.
Usually, probably not right away. I'd be surprised. They usually be a bunch of high grades, and then maybe.
I doubt it just based on the design because it's a pretty intricate design.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if they could do that. I still think that like my bet for what the next entry grade would be the Exia because it's very popular, pretty relatively simple design. but if they make an entry grade of that kit, I don't think so. And I think just the regular high grade would probably be like cheap enough that Bandai will be comfortable like just having that kit. It's like with the Barbatos.
Yeah.
When IBO came out, the Barbatos was a really good entry kit for people who got into the hobby through like their exposure to IBO. Yeah. And so I think it'll probably be similar like that. They don't need to make an entry grade like to be that kind of first hit. Do you think there's a chance of reprints of the mega size line anytime soon, particularly RX-78?
So they are on the July, August, September
printing list.
Yeah, printing list, but we don't have our confirmed numbers back from that list. Usually, so probably in 3 months we will. Because it's April now. We just got April, May, June's. So in probably about a 3 month time, 2 month time, we should have those confirmed numbers and see if it is getting reprinted. But it was on that list. I don't remember what month of those three, but it was. And then odds are, if it is, we'll probably get it this end of November, December-ish, I would assume. So if they are, it's going to be a while before.
By the end of the year, possibly, if you're lucky. Which, fingers crossed it doesn't get cut.
And fingers crossed we get a decent amount.
So it's a big kit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could end up getting 8.
Yeah, it might. Like we were looking at things on. They do cut kits that you think are popular, and they just probably didn't get enough orders for them, or they couldn't fit into the production schedule. So, but like the Master Grade, the O Gundam was on that. So.
Yeah,
they had and the Master Grade Xeon was on that list. So there are some pretty cool ones that were on that last list. But again, it won't be like 2 or 3 months before we actually know if that will actually get made. So hopefully everyone in the world ordered a bunch of them. So Bandai would be like, okay, we can make it. So
here's just a really good follow-up question for that, kind of related question from Sammy. Said, what's the average reprint cycle for lesser demanded kits like the MG Zeta Plus C1? Been waiting for that kit.
I think the last time that was made was actually before COVID. I want to say it was January 2 years ago when we got them back in. Because it was the C1 and we got, what is the red one?
The A1.
The A1. So we got both of those then. It's been a while since those have even been.
I don't know if I would say it's a lesser demanded one. I know that one still kind of usually stays pretty popular.
It does. It does, but is it popular because it's not made that often when they're made there? I don't know.
Cool design.
Yeah, it is cool design. But it'd be like that in the camp. But I haven't seen either one of those, the A1 or the C1, on any reprints. So it's not coming out this year. It might be on October, November, December's list, but then we wouldn't get them till like February, March of next year. So it just depends on the kit. It depends on the demand for the kit. So when Bandai sends out these order forms, it's not just us ordering off that, to every company in the world.
Yeah.
And the demand has to be there worldwide for Bandai to be like, okay, I can order 300,000 of them. But if that doesn't, no one ever else orders 0, and they still probably wouldn't make it because there wouldn't be,
sure.
It's got to be kind of a the world might needs it before they'll make it.
I think like for older MGs too, there's I don't know how much there's orders, but as far as like public demand of like what people want, I don't think. As far as like what's popular, especially for older HGs, I think they just kind of try to make their way kind of regularly through everything as much as they can. Something big like the O is one that they rarely ever do on. Right. I think probably the reason is just because it's just big. They would rather focus on doing like 2 or 3 other kits rather than one.
Well, especially with COVID, they can make a whole bunch of different high grades in the time frame that they could make that one batch of the O. So, and I know that they were doing that through COVID, and then this last one there was a bunch of master grades on this, the confirmed numbers that we got today. So,
so I would say for something like that, whether it's higher or lesser demanded, it just kind of have to wait for its turn, basically. But Suit Dumpling had an interesting question here too. what's a good way to stay focused through a build? I get very excited for the next Gunpla and either rush or forget about the current one.
So I'm the kind of person that has a bunch of different things going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually building probably 2 to 3 different kits. So if I do get bored doing one thing, I can work on something else. And yeah, it's very similar. You're still building a model kit, but I have different ideas for all the different things I'm doing. So that kind of keeps me focused on doing things, because I will get bored. I'm just that kind of person that's like, okay, yeah, I will get bored in the middle of a project, and then I'll kind of focus my attention to a different project I have going on, and then I'll, as I get bored of that one, then I'll go back. That's how I do it. I don't know how.
I'm the same. Normally where I get hung up is like right at the end of the build.
Yeah.
It's like around panel lining or like decals, or like sometimes even through decals, and all it needs is top coat, and then it just sits on my desk for like 2 or 3 weeks just waiting for the final top coat and assembly, really. So yeah, it's usually around the end when I'm kind of losing steam on something, and yeah, just not that I don't want to finish it, but that I've just got other stuff that's like new and exciting that I want to touch.
It's hard too, like when you get something in the mail that you ordered, like a pre-order, and then all of a sudden it's there.
Yeah. And what'll happen to me is like after reviewing like a new kit, like I'm doing the review, so that's when like I'm really focused on like that kit, and kind of my mind's going on it, and so like I'm working on the review and I'm thinking like, oh, this would be cool and like this color scheme, and then I want to, like, as soon as I'm done with the review, I want to start painting that kit when I've already got this other project that I've been working on, So that happens to me a lot. Have you ever built a? Let's see. We talked about that. Are there going to be more news from Bandai on when the shortage will end? Is there a shipping issue for model kits worldwide?
So I don't think Bandai will ever say, "Hey, we're caught up." I think we'll just be getting more and more of our orders in. And as far as is there shipping issues? Shipping issues for everything. So yes, there are shipping issues for Gundam kits. There's shipping issues for silverware, plates, refrigerator. I mean, everything that has to come on a ship from another country to us, there is a delay. Things that are getting here quicker are as if they're loaded air freight, so they're put on an airplane and they fly in.
It's just way more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at like 5 times the shipping price right now for that. So yeah, there's shipping issues for everything.
When painting a kit, do you fully assemble it, then disassemble to paint?
Yes.
Or paint as assembling?
I fully assemble it, figure out what I want to do with it. Yeah, figure out what I want to do with it, disassemble it, do whatever add-on panel lining or detail parts I want to put on it, reassemble it, look at it, then take it apart, then paint it, decal it, panel line it, final top coat, put it all back together, and then never touch it again.
Even if parts fall off of it.
Right.
Man, the MGEX Unicron kit was the worst, just because like normally what I'll do is fully build the kit and then disassemble it, and what I'll do at the time of disassembling it is that's when I'll do all my sanding. So like I'll break it down into sections like leg, torso, arm, and then like take one leg apart and sand all those parts and do it like that. And then once like the main painting is done, if there's certain sections that I can like then put back together before it gets to like detail painting and decals and stuff, that you can do like once some stuff's already together. But with the MGEX Unicorn kit, because of it had the LED system and the cycle frame parts, which I wasn't going to paint, couldn't put anything back together until everything was totally done. So like, and that kit has a lot of parts, so like I had to go all the way to the end of like final top coat before I could put anything back together, and so that was the pain. It took a long time, but I mean, it came out looking good, I think, so I liked it. Do you think an MG kit from the 86 series is feasible, or would it be too big?
What size are those now?
Well,
they're 172 or 1.
Yeah, I don't think that it would be too big, because I mean, I think they would make it like generally the same size as an MG. The scale would be different though. Because they're like
it couldn't be a 1/100 because it literally would only grow a little bit. So they probably would make it like 1/36 scale, just double the size, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't think it would be too big. It would just be a different scale from what Gunpla MGs are.
Just like the Eva kits for the real grade aren't 144. They're
like 180. Something.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's feasible. I mean, like feasible is the wrong word. I don't think it's likely.
I don't think they do that well enough to warrant that step up in an upgrade for kit wise.
It's very rare they make an MG of anything other than a Gunpla kit.
Yeah, they've made it,
especially
MG.
In recent history.
Yeah. It's when's the last non-Gundam MG? Was it the Goku kit?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I can't think of anything. There you have the Goku kit. That's maybe an MG.
The Pat Labor movie version MG.
I didn't even know they made that, Bandai. So
I thought.
We're both looking in your stash to see.
Oh no, because I have one, and it just came over in my and all our stuff that got shipped over. But I think it's at home.
Yeah. So if you guys in the chat know of what the last one was, I'm pretty sure it might have been the Goku kit. I might be things up. I mean, the Ava kits are popular. You would have think that they would have that. They have the perfect grade Ava Unit 1, but they haven't made any master grades. And there's a lot of other lines that Bandai, not lines, but series that Bandai has the rights to do. Yeah.
How soon do you think Bandai will get back to making bigger kits like MG's Mobile Armors?
Well, I mean, that was one of the kits that was cut. They were going to make the Perfect Grade Wing Gundam was on the April reprint list, and that one did get cut. So, but we are getting a lot of master grades. So, whereas before we're getting a ton of high grades, and now they're kind of finally moving back to making a bunch of master grades on the reprints. So, I mean, as they kind of get things caught up, I think that they'll be more and more. I mean, we did get some unicorns in last month.
MGs,
So, just stay tuned.
Dustin had a question here saying, aren't the full mechanics kits like the Kenbu comparable to a 100 scale mobile suit? The size wise, the scale is different, but the size is comparable. So that's actually a good point, though. I think like if they were to make a larger 86 kit, they could. I still think it's unlikely, but what would be more likely would be that it would be a full mechanics kit, rather than an MG.
The MGs have a lot more detail in the inner frames and stuff like that.
That's the main difference. What's the strangest color scheme you've seen painted on a kit?
So this might be an unpopular opinion. I hate pink and black.
Oh,
I hate it. Yeah, and I've seen kits painted that way, but I mean, I don't know why that just stuck out in my head the minute that question was asked. I'm sure I've seen other weird paint schemes.
Oh yeah.
I think what kind of comes to like was it SCGMC? They did that ball competition, the Harapla, or not Harapla competition. There was a lot of interesting paint schemes with that, but they were more geared towards what.
That's like John Lynn's specialty.
Yeah.
She does all those super weird paint schemes on hers. She's the first person that would come to mind for that as far as like strange color schemes. But I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Any sleeper kits or lines by someone other than Bandai or Kodabuki that you've been really impressed with? Machining Creeper. Could I say that's a sleeper line? Sort of.
Yeah, kind of. I really liked the let me have them right there. I can't think. Was it not Hobby Mio? What are those? Who makes that? Choi Pla, thank you.
Yeah.
I really like those Notchin kits.
Yeah. The original Notchin kits.
Right. Mm-hmm. But for some reason we
can't get more of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they shut off the US. Once we ran that competition, they like cut everyone in the States off. Like no one here in the US can get those kits anymore.
You would have thought.
So
would have created the demand, they'd be
Right.
like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I think they're pretty limited in their production capacity.
Yeah.
It would be the issue. But yeah, those are great too. Other than that, other than Bandai and Kodabuki, it would, I mean, see, like from Wave, what else is cool? Wave makes like just a lot of obscure things, not like lines, but just kits of just obscure stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the Moderoid stuff too is not bad from Good Smile. They make some pretty cool kits.
Yeah, the Strelitzio was a really fun kit to work on. I like that. There's a lot in the Moderoid line.
And then you have a lot of like the Chinese manufacturers that are like one-off company, like the company that made the Judge, and then they started making metal figures. But their Judge kit, I mean, I think everyone kind of knows how popular that kit was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of hit or miss, especially with like the Chinese manufacturers. Like you don't know if something's going to be really, but as far as like companies, yeah, Good Smile, the Moderoid line, they make good stuff. Wave makes good stuff. Yeah.
Hasegawa.
Yeah.
Yeah. The just the Machining Krieger as a line is actually split. Wave makes some, and Hasegawa makes some.
Wave makes some too.
What did I say?
Did you say Wave?
I said Wave makes some, and Hasegawa makes some.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, Hasegawa makes like the ships, and Wave makes the suits.
Yep.
Essentially, is how it's kind of supposed to go. But there's some that kind of fall in between. Anyway, Thomas asked, forgive my ignorance, but are the metal build products model kits made of metal? Are these kits worth the huge markup in price? Do they require paints and decals?
So there are metal parts. A very good question. So there are some die-cast parts in them. They're not all metal. Like you might get, depending on the kit, you might have like a few metal parts, but most of it is still a plastic. You don't cut them off any runners or anything. Everything's pre-cut for you. Everything's colored for you, painted for you. I don't think there's decals. I think it's already painted on, if I remember correctly. I don't have any myself. I mean, we obviously, blow through them. So I would have to look. I think that they're already painted on. I could be wrong. If anyone has them in chat, please, let me know. Because we get them, and I don't open it up. I can't open it up. Right. We just have to pack it, ship it out. Then we open it, someone's gonna get mad. But as far as the price, it really depends on you. So we sell out of every metal build pretty much 1 or 2 days after we put it up. So they are extremely limited. We are allocated a set number. They're allocated per country too, if I remember correctly. So like the United States will get this many, and then that many is then allocated to specific stores depending on the store. They will get a certain quantity of them. Some stores probably more than others, some less than others. And then it's really kind of a race, honestly. So it just depends on you. I mean, if you like the way it looks, they are great figures. They're very detailed. But
it's kind of like the way I see it is like if you aren't into painting, and like if you just don't have the means to paint, or you don't have the experience to paint, or don't have the time, then it is a good way to get like basically they're like buying like a fully painted kit. Whereas like it's already done for you, and you can actually like play around with it and stuff if you want to.
And usually they're a little bit edgier too,
in their designs. So I mean, like if you were to like if you wanted like a really nice unicorn, for example, like fully painted and everything, paying this much for the metal build, or paying this much, probably more, like to commission somebody to do it for you, like if you're paying a fair commission price, you could just get the metal build. So that's kind of one way that I've looked at it, seeing as how like I enjoy like the modeling process and the painting process. That's why it has never really appealed to me. But that is one way that I think that could be interesting for some people. Mr. V said, what type of grade do you think Bandai should focus on more in the next year or so? Maybe like from a business standpoint, or just your own personal standpoint, or what you would like to see?
those two different questions.
Right.
So business standpoint, master grades, just because they're usually, you can sell one and it makes up the amount of money that you would get from selling like 3 or 4 high grades. So every time we get master grades in, they're just going, they're just blowing through them. Usually we're selling out back order before we even get it in. From a personal standpoint, it's probably the same thing because I like master grades. Yeah, but it just depends. Like the business standpoint question is hard because you can sell more high grades, more real grades than master grades. It takes more time for them to get you the master grades. You don't get as many. Yeah, it's an interesting question though.
Yeah, I really do enjoy the mega size line. I don't know if it's a line that like that I would like them to come out like either to reprint more of or to come out with new designs.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised they haven't come out with a Banshee, like a Banshee Norn.
That'd be easy.
Yeah,
because I already have the unicorn.
Right. So like that would be cool, but it's not like a line I would like them to focus on, but like to pay some attention to would be nice.
At least one,
new
one or something.
Maybe come out with a Banshee Norn and then just reprint some of the old ones. Would be awesome. Either that or I would love for them to revive the RE100 line. Hopefully that's not dead. Come out with some more RE100 kits. I really like them just because you're getting like nice big model kits of some more obscure type designs. There's a lot of really great UC designs. They're like cleaning. Who's that? Dennis or somebody's cleaning there in the background, in the window there. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of really great designs that would make for some awesome RE100 kits. The full mechanics line is great too. It's not for the non-UC stuff. So I mean, like we're getting the Gaia Gundam and like more stuff from Gundam Seed in that line. I'm more of a UC fan, but the Seed stuff is cool too. That type of stuff. Put
your on air sign.
Yeah, so they know. All right. What's your biggest regret in your time of building models?
My biggest regret. I regretted. So there's a time where I was like real big into buying resin kits or like the resin dress up kits. And there was a GMG high new kit that I had got. And if you don't know what GMG is, it is old, but it's a really cool kit. And I didn't build it, and then I sold it, and then I kind of regret selling it like a year later. So, because now, I mean, there's no way we would ever find that kit ever again.
Yeah.
So.
I know. I was having trouble trying to think of something. I mean, because there's maybe some little things or whatever, but yeah, pre-ordering that Chinese bootleg full armor Gundam Mark III.
Okay.
The Ex Machina kit that just everybody got screwed on because they took out all the pre-order money and they never came out with the kit.
They didn't even return any of the money?
No.
What? Why did I not know about it? I remember the kit, but I don't remember this.
Yeah, no. And it was a big mess. And like some people thought that they did it like maliciously, that they were just trying to steal people's money. I think what happened is that they just couldn't finish the kit.
Like, they paid the money to make some of the molds and ran out of money.
Yeah, I think so. They took all the pre-orders to fund the project. They just couldn't finish it. Right. They didn't have the money. And so they're like, well, we can't. They already spent the money. They couldn't return like $1 million to everybody who pre-ordered. And that was like a $300 kit.
Damn.
That was lost, and it sucks because it was a good looking design they had going for it, and it had like this massive cannon for it. It was huge, but yeah, big sad on that one. If you could get a 2.0 real grade, which one would you want? Interesting.
ARC 78. That or the Zeta. A lot of people, I'm sure, would like the Zeta just because it's transforming. The part of that is not easy.
Maybe just a non-transforming Zeta.
Yeah.
Or a Zaku.
Yeah. If they
the Zaku too.
Yeah, I mean they could do a 1.5 of the Sinanju and kind of fix the
Oh man,
few parts there.
Yeah, probably just a full on 2.0. Just I mean, yeah, all the armor is fine. Just make an entirely
The inner
new frame for
yeah,
it.
that's what that needs.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Other than that, I don't know. There's not really any like that really jump out that would really constitute like a full on 2.0 in my opinion. Even the original RX-782, I don't think
it's solid. Yeah, they're all pretty good. I mean they all are good. It's just I mean, there's little things that you think of each kit that they could fix, but does it warrant a remake?
Yeah. Let's see. Did the drop in the yen's value against the US dollar make any difference for us?
No.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
Kits are more expensive.
Yeah, it's if it has any effect, we wouldn't see that effect for probably a year. Just because everything's already purchased for Bandai to make the kits that they've already planned out pretty much all the way through at least October. So, and then your other problem is the shipping costs so much now from Japan or any Asia country to here, it pretty much negates any yen price. So, and then, I mean, you would have to go off of, does Bandai actually have a pricing structure here? Does it even matter? Do they want to, are they going to, I don't know what their business plan is for that. I can tell you usually prices don't adjust down. I don't think I've ever seen a Gundam kit adjusted down. It usually is adjusted up.
Yeah.
So, regardless of currency, because you never know, like in 3 months, the yen price could go right back up too. So if they're fluctuating off the yen price, it'd be way logistically impossible for them to keep their books accurate and stuff like that. Like, so it's way easier to not even really. Now, if it goes down like massively
and over an extended period of time,
right? Like stuff from like if Japan had like what we did to Russia, that would we probably wouldn't even import at that point. They would probably block it. But if it had some sort of currency fail, kind of like that, and we could still get it in, at that point it would be. But I mean, if it fluctuates a few dollars here or there, it's not worth the headache probably for any company to try to adjust things.
Yeah. Bloodraven asked, he said, are you, Zach, involved in the day-to-day business at USA Gundam Store? If so, how much? Not that much in like the day-to-day business, because I mean it's mostly fulfilling orders and putting stuff online. Like the back end of the website and stuff like that, which I'm not involved with.
I mean, you got to think though, you're 100% of this part of the business. So it just depends what department, I guess, is probably a better question. So Zach is obviously 100% of, creating videos and some of posting stuff on social media.
Like when new stuff comes in. Like I'll help with
pictures and getting the posts up and getting the wording for the posts and stuff. So as far as that part of the business, I mean, he's all in that. As far as tweaking the website, he does none of that. So
none of like the anything that's like related to your guys' like actual ordering. No, it's just like marketing related stuff. Basically. Promotion, things like that. So when do you think Bandai will stop being cowards and finally make the MG Atlas? It would be nice. I think that that's a design that just is too intricate for HG. I mean, if you guys ever built the HG, like the stickers on that thing crazy. And I can't, I mean,
it'd be pretty big too, because it has those backpack surfs. That would be. But I mean, it's not. I guess it wouldn't be that big because I mean, look at the Psycho Zaku.
And even the full armor. I mean, between the full armor Gundam and the Psycho Zaku, the Atlas would probably be like the least parts heavy. But like when you see people that like fully paint the HG Atlas, I mean, I have a lot of respect for people who can paint that kit. That's a very difficult kit to paint. I would never want to paint that HG. But as an MG where they could actually like part separate all the different colors and everything, it would be cool. Very nice. Is there any mecha anime or other IP that you would like to see more kits from? Big O.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Big O.
I don't know.
Bandai made a Big O kit a long time ago. I mean, Armored Core, but that's a video game.
You would like to see more?
Yeah, I like the Armored Core. I would like the Armored Core to have more like option parts too, because like in the game you can kind of interswitch things like legs and arms. That'd be kind of neat. So Kodabuki, which they do make a lot of Armored Core kits. We actually have one in now, stock now, that they reprinted. Yeah. Trying to think something else.
Yeah, I just don't know enough different anime series and stuff like that. I think
there's a lot of US, so there's Japanese mecha and then there's US mecha. Usually US mecha is kind of like slow walking. They don't really have hands; it's just guns. There's a lot of video game stuff. I would like more kind of US mecha model kits.
Mech Warrior.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, because there's not really the closest thing I can think is like 30-minute missions just has that one thing that just came out that's kind of.
And what Max Factory made that Robocop.
No, they did. Yeah. And that actually was really good. I like that kit. Did you build that one yet?
No,
that one was pretty good.
That, and they've made like the Starship Troopers suits. Maybe that's Wave.
I don't remember.
They made the like exosuit from the Starship Troopers
that's cool.
series, not from the movie. It wasn't made in the movie, but it's like that's like a suit, not a mecha robot. But I'm sure there's something that like it'll come to my mind later.
Yeah, like oh, we should have said that.
I don't know. Nothing else really coming to mind though. As far as like really cool mecha designs that I'd like to see kits up. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's something though. Ain't a Good Smile making a Big O kit. Yeah, I think wasn't that something that they did show a
they showed a prototype.
Yeah.
But that was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So it was a while ago.
Now you mentioned it. I do remember that, yeah.
But I haven't seen anything since then. The Shizuoka Hobby Show is next month. So maybe we'll see some more stuff there.
New Age also mentioning about Darling the Franks. Yeah, like I said, I really like the Strelitz. Yeah. So to see some other, and I've never seen the show, but I have seen like a few of the other designs. Yeah, I think it would be cool if they make 1 or 2 more of those. Would be nice. Let's see. What is a rule change you would like to see added for GBWC?
Might be a question for you because I've never even entered. You have entered.
That's true. One of the few contests that I have entered. I entered one when I was in Korea a few years ago. A rule change about GBWC.
I would like for the rules to be the same everywhere. That's one rule change I would like. It'd probably be many rule changes because there's
not the rules necessarily because the rules are the same, but the judges. So I think what Bandai needs to do is have one team of judges that travels all around the world rather than like the US has our judges and the Philippines have their judges and Japan has their judges, because every judge is going to be different. And if it's going to be like all even, they should have the same judges go around and see everybody's work.
Because also different judges interpret the rules differently. Like there was a time here, and I don't even know if they still do, but like, countries would use MSG Kodabuki parts and they were fine. And then so people here in the States used them and got disqualified. So just being consistent, and that's probably the best way, is just to have the same judges maybe go around. I think probably would be.
I mean, like that's a logistical thing that Bandai would have to figure out. But I think like if they're really concerned about like making it as fair and even as possible, I think they'd have to do that.
Well, the thing that they just did now, most of it looks like it's online.
Yeah.
So
in which case it probably will be
all the same judges. Yeah.
Hopefully, but it might not be. They might have somebody from here, from like the U.S. office here, and
do the U.S. ones.
The U.S. ones before they're sent over there. So I don't know. That might not really be the case. Other changes to rules, I don't know. I like. It seems like it's kind of really difficult because there's ones that are like amazing builds just on their own, and there's ones that like have huge dioramas and something. It's kind of really difficult to put them against each other. But I think like at least in Japan, they do a really good job of judging like diorama and non-diorama builds against each other. but that's difficult to do.
Yeah,
it's really difficult to do. So I think, but then at the same time, I don't think they should separate those into different categories.
Yeah, I mean, it's all, yeah. They do a good job. They judge differently in Japan at the finals, I believe.
Yeah.
Does each, because they have that sheet that has like concept, and do they do that when they're judging in the different countries too?
I believe so. It should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But other than that, yeah, I'm not really sure. It's difficult. I mean, I can't imagine being the one in charge of the logistics for a worldwide competition like that. That's not an easy task. How do these scale with other lines of mecha? I think he's probably asking about that. What's the scale on it? They're 1/100.
I believe they are. Yeah. I'm 99% sure they are. 172.
Oh, okay.
So 172 scale is your Zoid kits.
That's the scale. As far as the size of them, they are pretty big. So like, I've done a couple of reviews. Check out some of my reviews because I think in pretty much every review that I've done of a Zoid's HMM kit, I've compared it with a Gundam just so you guys can see that. And yeah, they are pretty big.
Yeah.
So they are like comparable to like master grade size in terms of like kind of
definitely part wise, it's like a master grade.
Yeah, they've got a lot of parts. Yeah, and they're pretty big. So obviously different designs are going to be different. Like the Tyrannosaur type ones are larger.
Yeah.
The Command Wolf is probably a little bit smaller. The like Raptor ones are going to be a little bit smaller. So I mean, if you know like how big they are in the series, that's how big they are. What's your favorite ATK girl attack girl kit?
I believe it's the 21, the one with the rice hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Over there. My favorite ATK girl.
Like Ninja something is what.
The White Tiger one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of white, though. I feel like I would want to paint in like a different color or something, but it was a cool design. Could we get some IMS 5-star stories kits reviews? Are those different from the Volks 5-star stories kits? I guess so.
Yeah, Wave makes some, Volks makes some,
and
IMS that makes them. IMS.
I
don't know. Sorry.
I have the. I think I brought it here actually. Yep. This kit from Wave that I've had for a long time, and I was planning to do a review of this kit, but it's kind of a difficult kit to review because like basically everything on it just needs to be glued. So like it kind of has articulation, but kind of not. And it's packed in here with other stuff. But I built it and I started painting it. So here I'm painting it in this kind of rosy orangish gold kind of color. Actually, it's like gold, and then I wouldn't
bend it.
Yeah, I think I glued everything in place. And then I was like spraying like a kind of prism color over the top of it, which I don't think I wrote down anywhere. So I might to finish painting the kit. I might be in trouble. I might have to just strip what I already have painted and just repaint it.
You could maybe use some spoons, maybe, and go down your line of other colors.
Yeah,
it might take a while.
But that's my only experience with any 5-star stories kits. And like that's I think probably about as basic as you can get, because that's what I wanted to start with. Because there's some pretty cool designs, but they look like a pain in the ass to build, basically.
Yeah, I've never never really liked them. But
yeah, there's some like I'm interested just in the fact that they're like so wild.
They are, and and it's an anime, right?
Yeah,
from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I never watched that either.
Retro anime. But I will say that like they're sort of fun to build, and similar to like why I enjoy building the Machine Krieger kits, because it's kind of a little bit more like traditional modeling, where you just have to like glue everything together. It's not just like a quick snap build like you can do with an HG Gundam kit or something like that. It, like takes a little bit more work. But yeah, didn't really enjoy building that one quite as much. but we'll see once I maybe get back to finishing painting that. What animal would you want to be a Zoid that isn't already one? So just a different animal-based one, like a beaver or something like that.
Beaver. Like a falcon or something. I don't, they have the pterodactyl. I don't know. Do they? I don't remember any actual bird. Yeah. But like falcon and stuff like that would be kind of.
I'm sure there is other bird ones. I can't remember offhand, but let's see. What else do they not have? There is even like that. There was that whale one that you were talking about before.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm just trying to think of what I'm sure there's like alligator ones in Zoyz Wild.
There's
like
an alligator
themed one.
Because that came to my mind. Maybe like a gecko lizard thing would be kind of cool.
Skink.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a Stegosaurus themed one. I'm trying to think of what other dinosaur ones there are.
Is there a shark?
Probably. It seems like there would be,
but I don't remember.
Yeah, any sort of like kind of
predatory,
aggressive kind of looking animal. I think they've probably already made that into. There's even like a mammoth, themed ones. What else? Obviously, I'm sure there's loads of animals.
Crab would be kind of neat.
Yeah, is there any crab one? I don't know if I've ever seen that.
So.
That could be cool.
Like lobster, scorpion. Yeah. Scorpion. They have a scorpion one.
Is there? Oh yeah, right. Of course, the Death Singer. Sure. Yeah, of course. There's that. But yeah, crab could be cool though.
Porcupine.
Kind of like in Beast Wars.
Yeah.
They had that crab rampage.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So imagine something like that. Like a hyena. Sort of one, so kind of like a similar to like the Command Wolf, but like kind of a more doggish, like a bulky design. Could be kind of cool. All right, let's see. Let's take some questions here from Instagram a little bit. What's Cryo Primus? What was your most disastrous build? I saw that question earlier, and I skipped it because
probably that Mark V resin one that's down there that's
falling apart.
Yeah. Probably that one. I did do a Master Grade Strike, the first version, and it was before they had the Strike Rouge, and I made that into the Strike Rouge color-wise, but I tried to do some weird like metal part detail that it just wasn't working.
Well, to answer that question, disastrous build that I've done, I don't know, nothing really comes to mind. My attempt at the GPO2 that I gave up on. I mean, that's one of the few, if not the only time that I can remember that like I gave up on a custom build. So I guess that one, I just lost interest in working on it. But Gunpla Builder asked if there's a Gaia restock coming anytime soon.
Who knows?
Yeah. Are you starting to notice a more steady supply of kits coming in and staying stocked, or are you still getting drained?
So we are getting more in, but we are still getting drained. So, yes, our numbers are increasing, especially with this last one. But from all the stuff we get in, like it's pretty much gone. Usually if we put up something for back order, usually by the time we get it, either there might be like a few left or they're already all pre-sold. So I mean the demand's still there, which is good, and Bandai's giving us more, which is good, but it's still not meeting the actual demand. We're not getting enough to meet the demand that the consumers have, if that makes sense.
What would be something that you would say that we are able to, that we do usually have?
Kodabuki kits.
We have a fair amount of.
Yeah, usually because they have not cut me on. Usually kind of like with Zoid kits, if I order a specific amount, so usually if we're short, it's because I didn't order enough. So they've been great on getting me whatever
we think.
Whatever I think sell. So your Hexa Gear kits, your Megami device kits, your frame arm girls. I mean, that's why we have so many of like we still have the Metal Gear Rex. We ordered a ton of those, and we're selling a ton of them. But So they haven't cut me, so they've been pretty solid.
That's a great kit too.
Yeah,
by the way,
it is.
When we were talking earlier about like different anime or something that we would like to see more kits of.
More Metal Gear.
I mean, there's not too many designs to choose from.
Well, I would the bosses started becoming more mech, like in
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah. So it would be neat to get those. Like, we don't have a Gecko model kit. We don't have. So there's a lot of Metal Gear stuff, like in the later games that were like later in the future, not like Big Boss. But we don't have the mech from Big Boss. That one was at Metal Gear 3, but it was the third one they made, but it wasn't. It was after Sons of Liberty, but it was called something else. But you were Big Boss, and they had a Metal Gear there, but it wasn't. It was like the prerequisite for Metal Gear Rex. It was like, but they haven't made anything of that. So there's a lot of Metal Gear things that could get.
There's, the Gecko would be awesome, and I could see like Bandai or not Bandai, probably not. But Kodabuki, Kodabuki doing it would be awesome to have a series of the Beauty and the Beast core from Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah,
there's like the wolf one, the octopus one, the raven one. So just doing them as that would be kind of similar to like Megami Device.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they made them that size.
Yeah,
odds are they probably make them like the Hex Gear, maybe
that small.
You think? I think they. I don't know.
No, they'd have to be bigger.
If they were bigger, it'd be awesome. But
yes, like Megami Device, kind of like 1/10, 1/12, around there size. Gark Moosin said, "What is an easy intro to resin kits?"
There's no easy intro.
A conversion kit would be the best way to go. That's not a full kit. I think that would be
harder. No.
Harder compared to a full resin kit? Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, I guess it's a hard question because you can get like a 3-4 piece resin kit and you just have to mask a lot of it when you paint it.
Yeah.
But you'll still have to mask a lot with, I don't know. That's a hard question for me. I don't know why I'm thinking maybe it's not as hard as I'm thinking. But if you get the dress up kits, you have a Bandai kit or another kit that the parts, usually it's armor parts that you can just fit on there. Yeah. So you'll still have to clean them, wash them, and paint them just like you would any other resin kit, but you're putting it onto a frame and then it's still posable. Whereas if you get like just a resin kit, it's usually fixed pose. You probably have to use metal metal
rod.
Thanks.
Rod.
But I mean, still the cleaning. I feel there'll be more parts with a dress-up kit that you'd have to clean than with a just straight-up resin kit. But a straight resin kit, you would have to definitely mask more.
A lot more masking. So that's what I'm saying. Depends on what you want to do. If you want articulation, how much you like masking. Yeah. I think usually what people say the easier way to go is to go with a dress-up kit. Because I mean, whether you're doing just a regular Bandai kit or a dress-up kit, I mean, either way, you've got a lot of parts.
You're still gonna have the same amount of parts,
and then it's just less masking you have to do, and you can still articulate the posing and everything. It's kind of an easy transition because basically you're just all your plastic outer armor pieces, you're just swapping those out for resin parts. And it's not really that much of a difference.
Then you get a bent one. And you got to put.
But then it just comes down to the quality. Try to get your hands on a good quality one.
Yeah.
Not like find one like on eBay that was made like 15 years ago.
Garage. Yeah. Like that. That's probably the biggest thing is finding a quality resin kit. Yeah. Usually the first few runs, if it's done by a company, are going to be better because then the mold starts breaking down. So the later runs of it are going to have more air bubbles, a lot worse. The molds just kind of fall apart.
And try to get an original one.
Yes,
yeah. It's going to be, especially for the better quality. Let's see. Most anticipated upcoming master grade. There's
not too many
to choose from.
So we have the Dom, the Rick Dom,
which are like just released.
Right. Like we got some DOMs in. We're getting a whole bunch more soon. The Rick DOM, I think, got released in Japan, right?
Yeah,
but
so I did my review because I got mine, but we haven't got ours.
What's after that? They have the RE, well, not the RE, the full mechanics Raider, but that's not a master grade.
Oh yeah, I think I said Gaia earlier, which is wrong.
But that's it, right? Unless I'm really not thinking of something. Like we haven't.
The next MG after the Rick DOM, we don't know what it is yet, do we?
No, Strike
the
Freedom.
MGX, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's a different line. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So back to that question: what series we want Bandai to focus on?
Yeah, I guess so. So I would assume, because you mentioned right that we got Shizuoka coming up, we'll definitely see more about the MGEX.
Yeah, we will
at that time, and then I would say it's very likely we'll maybe have some announcement about what the next MG will be, possibly the next Verka.
Yeah,
that's very possible. Do you think Bandai will sell low quantity reprint kit on P Bandai, for example, like the O on P Bandai? So like just non P Bandai kits, but selling them on the P Bandai website? No,
it would be all P Bandai. Yeah, they're not going to put regular kits up there.
No. Do you think we will see a restock on the MG Dual Gundam Assault Shroud soon? Have you seen that on the list?
Yep, that's on the list. We actually get the Aegis in next week. Master grade. All the strike ones are coming. So the Assault Shroud, the Buster, all those will be in probably in the next like 2-3 weeks. Those were on the reprint list from before. I don't think we put those ones for back order because we're not getting very many.
What Gundam series would you like to see the new Supernova company be inspired by?
Be inspired by Seed. I think Seed.
What's the new Supernova company?
It's the one that's making that knockoff. Well, no, Supernova's not. That was Dragon Momoko. Supernova's still Supernova, aren't they?
I think so. That made like the knockoff wing kits.
Yeah. So if they're literally making knockoff Gundam kits, no, I'm not for that.
Yeah. I was gonna say I wouldn't. I'm not like.
If they're using the designs to create
forward to them
inspiration for them to make their own thing, I would say Seed
inspired designs,
right? But if they're literally taking like they did with like the heavy arms, the Nataku and the wing and stuff, no, I'm not for that. And although those are pretty cool kits, it does take away from Bandai, who are the ones that originally bring us this stuff. And
it's technically illegal IP copyright infringement, right? But when do you think the MG Lupus Rex will come? It's a good question.
I don't know. I do want that made, but I do hope the next IBO kit would not be a Barbatos version variant. Like I would hope they would do like the Vidar.
Something different.
Vidar I would love, or the Gujin Rebake. I would love that too. So hopefully something like that. But I do want the Lupus Rex to come.
Yeah.
But
it would be cool. Yeah, I agree. I expect it will come out sometime within the next 15 years.
Yeah.
But
we're all old.
Yeah, I don't know when. All right, let's go ahead and choose our winner for the giveaway here today, the Command Wolf. All right, 1 is Instagram, 2 is Facebook, 3 is YouTube. So we'll choose the platform here. 3 from YouTube. We had 66 comments.
Oof.
Which all the comments were quite low compared to usual when we're giving away like a P Bandai MG kit. So you guys need to
step up your question game, guys.
Show some more love for the Zoyz kits. Okay. 23. That's easy. All right, we can do that. We'll go here to YouTube and all right, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Gumpla Herbie.
Hey!
Congrats!
Congratulations.
You guys should change your name to Zoyz Herbie now. What are your feelings on Verka style water slides over simple, more classic style designs, or fans of an in-between style? Interesting, because normally I usually like Verka water slide designs. They take forever, but I think they usually look good. Usually, I didn't really like them that much on the most recent one, the Wing Verka, though. Okay. It was, especially like in some areas around the torso, especially, it was packed with too many decals around there. So it kind of depends on the design. How about you?
Yeah, I usually like the Verka. I haven't built the wing, so maybe that's why But for the most part, the decals that come with the Verka kits are. Sometimes I don't use all the line work that they give you.
That's what I mean. Yeah. There was a lot of those, and the little lines, not like the actual caution markings.
Right. Yeah, you usually get a lot of line work, and I don't always use all those.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
Sure.
So,
yeah. So it depends, if he'll keep that style for future designs. I'm kind of hoping not, but that does kind of seem popular. In the past, I don't know, 5 years or so.
Yeah.
A lot of decals, and not even just the Verka decals, but decals coming from other different decal producers like Delphi,
right,
and things like that. People like the line details around us. I don't really like it a lot of the times. It's kind of, sometimes it's too much.
But send us an email to support@usagundamstore.com. With you just logged into your YouTube account. We just need a screenshot of you logged into it. We don't need any of your personal information other than the address you want us shipping the kit to. So please get that over to support@usagundamstore.com, and then we can get the kit right out to you. Yeah. And congratulations. Awesome. Yeah. And thank you again to Kodabuki for sponsoring the giveaway. It's very cool of them, guys, for them to do that for us. Usually not usually. All the other kits, PBNAs are bought from me or
from you.
For the giveaway. So it's really awesome for them to help support us and to give us our giveaway. So give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook.
And really check out the videos I did. The Zombanoids video that I uploaded yesterday, the day before. That was also they sent out to me to review for you guys. So check that out. Those Zombanoids kits and the artifacts kit I did of the Shinobu Kocho figure. That was they were also very kind to send that stuff out to me to review for you guys. So check that stuff out.
Yes,
check out those videos over on my channel, and the new video that I just posted up this morning on my channel. If you guys probably haven't seen that yet, because I posted just right before we came live. So if you're watching this live, then after we're done, go over and check out the video. It was some stuff from our good buddy Joel at Gumpla.
Nice. Holy Mountain Printing. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll probably see you next week to announce the winners of the contest.
Yes.
So
exciting for that.
We'll have a special episode to do that with you guys next week. So we'll see you then.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.